Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be finishing off my crochet patchwork vest, but before we delve in, let me just give you a debrief if you have missed anything so far. Recently someone placed a custom order with me and so I wanted to share the full crochet process with you, but instead of it being one long, possibly painful video, I wanted to divide it up into 3 parts. So that's going to be some mini tutorials and a crochet with me. If you're new here, then make sure to subscribe to this channel, and if you've missed any parts to this project, then I'll have those videos linked in the description below. Okay, let's start off with a really basic granny square. So for this, you're going to need Aran cotton yarn, a 6.5mm hook, scissors and needle. For row 1, I'm starting with a magic ring, chaining 3, and making 2 double crochet in the magic ring, making sure to also crochet over the yarn end. I'm then going to chain 2 and make 3 double crochet in the magic ring. And I'm just going to repeat this until I have 4 center clusters. From here, I can pull on that yarn end to close the center, and then I'm going to finish with a chain 2 and slip stitch in the top of the beginning chain 3, chain 1 and tie off. For row 2, I'm bringing in a new coloured yarn and I'm attaching this with a slip stitch onto one of the chain 2 spaces from the previous row. From here, I am chaining 3 and making 2 double crochet in the same chain space. I'm then going to chain 2 and make 3 double crochet in the same chain space. I'm then going to chain 1 and make a corner in every other chain space. So for a corner, I'm making 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet all in the same space. At the end, I'm just going to chain 1 and slip stitch to the top of the beginning chain 3, chain 1 and tie off. And for this final row, row 3, I'm bringing in a new coloured yarn again and attaching just like before with a slip stitch, chaining 3 and making 2 double crochet in the same chain space. I'm then chaining 2 and making 3 double crochet in the same chain space. From here, chain 1 and I'm making 3 double crochet in the next chain space across. Chain 1 and make another corner. So again, that's 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet all in the same chain space. I'm going to repeat that all the way around this square, and at the end I'm going to slip stitch to the top of the beginning chain 3, chain 1 and tie off. To finish the granny square, I'm just going to make sure that the center yarn end is secure. So for this, I just like to make a chain 1 knot. And obviously sewing in all of the ends at the back of the square. Now I'm going to show you how I like to crochet half granny squares. So for row 1, I'm starting with a magic ring and I'm chaining 3. I'm then going to make 3 double crochet in the magic ring, making sure to crochet over the yarn end. From here, I'm chaining 2 and making 4 double crochet in the magic ring. And at the end of this row, I'm going to chain 1, tie off, and close the centre by pulling on that yarn end. For row 2, I'm bringing in a new colour and I'm going to attach this with a slip stitch at the top of the previous chain 3. I'm then going to chain 3 and make 3 double crochet in the space between the chain and the first double crochet of the previous row. From here I'm chaining 1, and in the next chain space I'm going to make a corner, so that is 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet all in the same chain space. I'm then going to chain 1 and make 4 double crochet, so 3 of those double crochets are going to be in the space between the last 2 double crochets of the previous row, and then the 4th double crochet goes right at the top in the stitch, just like you would normally. At the end of this row I'm going to chain 1 and tie off. For row 3, I'm essentially repeating row 2. So again, new colour, I'm attaching with a slip stitch of the previous chain 3. I'm then going to chain 3 and make 3 double crochet in the space between the chain and the double crochet. I'm then going to chain 1 and make 3 double crochet in the next chain space. Chain 1 again and make a corner right at the top. So remember that is 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet all in the same chain space. Chain 1, 3 double crochet in the next chain space again. Chain 1. And then right at the end, we're going to make 4 double crochet in total. So that is 3 in the space between the last double crochets, and then 1 double crochet right in the stitch at the very end. At the end of this row, I'm making a chain 1 and tying off. And just like with the full granny square, I'm going to make sure that the center yarn end is secure, and sew in the ends at the back. In case you missed any previous videos, I have also made these flowers and smiley face motifs for this project. Here they all are, looking beautiful. And here is the total number of patches that I'm going to need. So, as you would have seen, all the squares / motifs have been finished. And now I've got a bunch of this cream coloured yarn to attach them all together. And I thought I would show you how I'm going to lay it out on my bed because it's the only large enough space that I have right now to show you. Let's switch these corner squares. Let's focus on this. I need to get rid of all this pink. I like the front. I'm happy with the front. I like the mixture. Although I could maybe do with another orange here. Maybe I take out this and put that there. The method I'm using here to construct all of the patches is the join as you go method, and let me tell you, this is probably one of the most useful things that I have learned with crochet, so learn it, study it, worship it. If you're not a big sewer, this is definitely for you because it saves you weaving in loads of yarn ends. Sorry, my camera battery died, but this is what the front panel is looking like. I did another border all the way around, so it's a little bit wider. So I worked quite late into the night, and instead of just finishing the panels, I ended up using the join as you go method to construct the shoulder and side seams as well. So definitely watch the join as you go method video, I'll have it linked in the description, and learn it, because if you're using granny squares it saves you so much time with projects. This is where I got up to. As you can see, one of the side seams isn't finished because I ended up running out of the cream yarn. But I got a hold of some more of the same coloured yarn, and so here I am finishing off the last side seam using the join as you go method. And after each slip stitch I actually also included a chain 1. For this vest, the main theme was pink and green, but the person who this is for wanted accents of some different colours, so I decided on orange and lilac because I think this is a really pretty colour combination. Okay, let's just have a quick little try on so far so you can see what it looks like on as well. Okay, let's finish this. So I've just gone around the entire hem and neckline with 1 row of half double crochet, and then I've decided I want to do a row of double crochet just to finish off the hem. So I've just chained 2 and I'm going to complete 1 row of double crochet all the way across the hem, tie off, and then all I have to do is sew in all the ends. Et voila, the vest is finished. And for anyone interested in the sizing of this and how much yarn I used, this particular one would fit a UK 14 to 16. And as for yarn, I used 1 skein of each colour, so that is 50 grams each, except for the dark green yarn where I used 100 grams of that, and the cream yarn where I used, was it 200? Yes, 200 grams. Now let's see what it looks like on, shall we? Thank you for watching everyone, and like always, if you do make anything from these videos then make sure to tag me on Instagram at dudyscrochet. It's always so cool when I get to see them. Before you go, make sure to subscribe to this channel for more crochet content, and I will see you in the next one.